Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston. I'm Karen Chaston and I am so glad to be here. I love my Mondays, 11 a.m. Queensland time, to come and share ways that we can understand loss more importantly, but more even beyond that is us then learning how to love and live our life. So, welcome everybody. Let me know where you are. Hi, Chantel. Nice to see you here. And it is always great to be able to be here. And today I've got something special that I'm going to share with you. But first of all, hi, Kerry. Nice to see you here. And as I just said, there's something I want to share with you today. And you're probably going to think that the cards that I drew today, because as you know, I like to always draw a card from my channel spiritual guidance card by Marcia Quinton. And the reason I love to share these is it explains it in the card. You don't need a little book to actually figure out what the card is talking to you about. And today I shuffled 18 times because today's the 18th, and then I picked the first card. And I accidentally shuffled 19 times. So I grabbed that card and then I shuffled again 18 times and then I grabbed the other. And both of the cards are really similar. So I'm going to talk about the cards and then I'm going to deep dive into what I'd like to talk to you about. And then I'm going to share with you a program that I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. And the program is ready, and I'm going to share it with you because I just love to get it out there. So, hi, Kerry. Hi, Chantel. Hi, Azara. Yep, sounds great. Watch whenever. Hi, Alexandra from Brisbane. Hi, China. Anything for this newbie? Okay, China. Nice to see you here. I am not a medium like other people on this site. I am a person who helps people to know how to move beyond loss and to create their better everyday life. That's what I do, and it's okay if you want to stay or go. It really doesn't matter. But hang around. Who knows? You might learn something because at the end of the day, there are over 40 different loss events that can affect every single one of our lives. And the fact that we've never really been taught how to move beyond loss is the fact that we get stuck in the grieving and the suffering, and we don't really know which way to turn. And we may ask our family and friends and colleagues, how did they move beyond this? But they also probably just did whatever they can. And that's why a lot of the times we may be using unhealthy substances or habits to just get through the day. I know, for example, that when my son passed away nearly in July, it'll be 10 years. I just went back to work. I was a CFO of a publicly listed company then. I worked more, I ate more, I drank even more, which when I think back at it, I'm just sort of like, I can't believe how much I actually consumed just to get through the day. And I had a belief that it was actually working for me, but in reality, it was working against me. And I don't even drink alcohol now. It's been over 2 years since I've had my last alcoholic drink. And I don't condemn anyone or say anything about anyone else if they choose to drink alcohol. I did it for over 40 years. So who am I to turn around and tell people not to drink alcohol? But though what I have realized, and one of the main reasons why I gave up alcohol was so that I could connect to my son more on the other side, because we're all vibrational beings. And when we have alcohol in our system, we vibrate at a slower rate. And that was the main reason why I chose to stop drinking alcohol, so that I could vibrate at a higher rate, so that I could connect more with him. Because when they're on the other side, when they're on the other part of the veil, they can't vibrate into the density of where we are. And if we feel like we're in overwhelm or we're grieving or we're suffering, if you look at it on a vibrational scale, it's way too low. So they can't come down to that level to lift you up. Unless, of course, they're, the mother, father, God, the creator of all that is. That's when they can obviously be with you and guide you, but it is about us lifting ourselves up. So first of all, I'm going to read these cards, as I said. And the first one that I chose, as I said, I did it 19 times. I always like to shuffle whatever the day number is of the month. Hi, Trudy. Great to see you here. Okay, I've just explained I don't do cards. Okay. Yes, I'm going to read a group card now. I don't do cards. That's not what I'm about. Okay. Right. So the first card that I think is about guide. Okay. And it's probably good for all of the people who are asking me to do a card. Okay. So it's number 30 and it says guide. A spiritual guide has crossed your path. Your spirit guide has reached out and called to you. They have touched a part of your heart and soul. Within your mind, they have awakened you to their wisdom and strength. You are not alone on your journey of life. They are with you every step of the way. Open your mind and feel their presence, love, and light. They're waiting to guide you along this spiritual journey. It's important to know that as you become aware of their presence, they share with you the essential energies and power of source. At times, this will shift and change. The sharing of light and energy helps to define their soul presence. Now, I hadn't read that card fully before I explained what I just explained. So it's important for us to understand that we have guides with us all of the time that are helping us on our spiritual journey. Now, we are the master we are seeking. So when we start to tap into ourselves, right, that's how we can connect more, not only to ourselves, but also to our spiritual guides, be it past loved ones, our guardian angels, the archangels, the elementals. We have so many people and things and all of these amazing energies around us. But because we're in a dense world, right, which is full of a lot of negativity, let's face it. And we have a lot of fear and we go into that, whereas we don't go into love as much as we can. So fear and love cannot exist at the same time. So you may be in fear or you may be in love. But when you feel that you're in fear, a really great trick is for you to go, how can I go into love at this moment? And it is about asking yourself that question so that you can stop the fear from building in you and bringing you down, so that you can vibrate at a higher level, so that you can connect to people of other things. So, as I've said, welcome everybody. I do not do readings. I do not do individual readings. That's not what I'm about. I'm about helping people to be able to move beyond loss. And with over 40 different loss events that can affect our lives, we are all going to have multiple loss events. So that's what I'm about. Happy for you to stay or go, whatever you feel. I will not be offended because I totally understand a lot of people on these Facebook pages are after readings. That's not what I do. Okay. Right. So I've answered your question, Trudy. I won't answer it. And to be quite honest, Trudy, you have the answers within inside you. So tap in, have a look. Right. Hi, Alexandra. Hi from Scotland, Moira. Nice to have you here. What time is it in Scotland? Let us know. It's 10 past 11 here in Brisbane, in Australia. Hello, Michael, and blessings to you. Okay, so that's the first card that I drew for today for the group. So hopefully you can take some meaning from that. The second card that I drew for the group, which as I explained, I did it. I like to do it for the day number. I did it 19. So I grabbed that. So I just thought, okay, I need to. Now, this is a similar theme, okay? And that's why I knew it was right. And this is number 20. The other card was number 30. And this is called the Seeker, okay? So opportunity awaits the seeker, okay? If the Seeker card is brushed against your life today, then you're aware of a transformation that is about to take place. Look into your heart and know that change is ready and waiting. Now, this is amazing for all the people who've asked for a card. If you are looking, and for everyone else who is watching this, even now live or later, if you're looking for a solution or a new direction, you may be seeking knowledge and wisdom from an unfamiliar source. Be open and available to their wisdom. Your abilities and path will be shown to you. Seek and you will see the direction that lies ahead. You must choose to transform or the opportunity will pass. Hello, Cheryl from the Cotswolds. I have been to the Cotswolds, and what a beautiful part of the world it is. So, welcome to you. Okay, the Seeker card. Now, both the Seeker card and the Guide card, as I said, they're similar, are perfectly, I did not fake this. Oh, 1:08 a.m. God, Moira, nice of you to be up this late. And I assume it's a similar time to Cheryl. My God, ladies, can't we sleep? But welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you this program which is called Revitalize Your Life, okay, which I have been creating over the holidays, and I have had so much fun creating it, and it's just amazing. But I want to talk to you about why I wanted to create this 45-day series, okay. It's called Revitalize Your Life because what I have found when I work with people all over the world with my Beyond Loss program, which I call the Gift of Loss, I have found that so many people are stuck, okay? They're stuck in the grief and the loss. They're stuck in the event, the loss event of whatever has happened. And it could be a death of a loved one, or it could be a divorce, it could be a job loss, or your health, or your wealth, or any of the other 40 plus different loss events that can happen to all of us. So what I've found is that people get stuck and it's like they're in freeze. They don't trust themselves anymore. They don't trust their guidance. They don't know what to do. And that's why I said these two cards, which I did not choose, they came to me. The Seeker and the Guide are so important because when we're stuck in the grief and the loss and we don't know which way to turn or which way to go from here or what this loss event actually means for us moving forward, I have found that no matter what loss event has happened to the people who I have worked with all over the world, they actually have also disconnected from themselves. It's like they've lost their own identity. And let's face it, with the year that we've all just come out of, 2020, a lot of us got lost in that year. We really didn't know, what our new way of life was going to be about. A lot of us were in fear. A lot of us were just sort of in just going through the motions, not really game to even think about a better way forward. So what Revitalize Your Life is all about is that it helps you to reconnect to you. Now, when we all come into this lifetime, we all come in complete and whole. We are full of unconditional love. All you got to do is look at a little baby and you can see how nothing worries them. They just go with the flow. If this doesn't work, well, they'll try another thing. They'll do this, but they're constantly moving and they're constantly allowing themselves to just whatever happens is okay, right? Something that we all lose in the growing up process. We all start to obviously take on beliefs, which probably aren't even our beliefs. We start to take on things. We start to realize that we're human and we start to compare, we start to judge. We take on these unconscious biases, which more than likely aren't even our biases, but they're in our DNA. They've been passed down from generation to generation from people that we have interacted with. And we start to believe these things as this is the way that life is all about. So we go on this journey and we slowly start to chip away at who we are. We start to lose a little bit of ourselves along the way. And then obviously as we grow up and go out into the world through our job or through our relationships, through our, partnerships, we start to maybe even lose a little bit more of ourselves. We start to compromise. We don't put our boundaries up probably as good as what we could do. We start to settle a little bit. So by the time major losses come to us, it could be 10, 20, 30 years or even more later, we really are stuck because that's the way that we're meant to live life. And now we've lost this relationship or this person or this thing that we really don't know what to do moving forward. And when I say it's a thing, it could be something like our career, or some money. And we just don't know what to do because our hopes, dreams, and aspirations are not looking like they're ever going to come to fruition. So this 45-day video series, which you will receive each day, is all about you reconnecting to you to revitalize your life. And, we will touch on things like you matter, your time matters, your answers matter, your questions matter, your me time matters, your intentions matter, your choices matter. We even deep dive into your autonomic nervous system, which is called your ANS. Now, let's have a look at your autonomic nervous system because I deep dived into this when I was in my early 50s. And when I first learnt about it, which is over 10 years ago, I thought, wow, why wasn't I aware of this? Like, why weren't we taught this at school so that we could understand that we can actually go in and out of the different branches of the autonomic nervous system, which can help us to thrive and be more energetic and be more there for us? So let me explain the two branches of the autonomic nervous system. So the first part is the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, so that's the part where we require when we want to fight or run. It's our adrenaline, and I like to refer to the sympathetic part of the ANS as it's like a shark. So when, for example, and it was designed for when we had to fight saber-toothed tigers, so that when we had to run faster, fight faster, do all of these things, all of our energy went to our extremities so that we could use our arms better, use our legs better, so that we could run. Because let's face it, our survival is just primal. And it's the most important thing for all of us is our own survival. So it was designed to do that. And so that's why I like to call it the shark, because it's full of adrenaline, it's full of cortisol. We stop digesting. We just go and start to do all of these things. And you've probably noticed that in the world that we live in, when we're all so busy and we don't have our downtime, where we're just continually going from 1, 2, 3 things. And let's face it, you ask anyone, how are you? Oh, busy is their natural response. So we've started to live in the sympathetic part of our ANS 24/7. When I was in my corporate life, if anyone ever said to me, how do you cope with stress? I would have said, I never get stressed. And my assumption was correct because I was always in my heightened state. I never came down. Even when I was down resting, I was still always on alert and I was always, angry all the time. It's because I was full of adrenaline and cortisol. And that's why when you look at a lot of people who are living in this heightened state, they tend to put on a bit of weight because of the cortisol and the adrenaline. Because, as I said, our digestion system slows right down. So we're not digesting our food, and more than likely, we're not taking in the nutrients of the healthy food because we're in this, let me eat, let me move on, let me do this. We're always in that mode. Whereas the other branch of the ANS is called the parasympathetic nervous system. And I like to think of it as a dolphin. So you can see the two energies between the two branches. One's a shark and one's a dolphin. So you can see one's like attack, 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 whereas the other one's let's just like have some fun and some joy, and let's frolic together and let's enjoy our life together. So that's the two differences. And the parasympathetic nervous system is the reverse. Another word is, they like to describe it as the rest and restore. So this is where you can relax. This is where you can, your digestion starts taking over again, and you just feel like you are amazing. You just feel like a dolphin. And it's a great way for you to understand that we require both parts of our of our autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. But because we're not aware of both of them, on how to go in and out of them, and we can easily consciously go in and out of them, is we are just allowing our body to do it. So we're allowing our feelings and our lifestyle and the demands on us to actually run our body, whereas we can do it quite consciously. And the easiest way for us to do it quite consciously is through our breath. We've always got our breath with us, right? And so if we wanted to go into our parasympathetic nervous system, so just say that you feel really heightened and you feel stressed, well, you can breathe and go into your into your rest and restore. And you can do that through your breath. So when you breathe in, if you breathed in for 4 counts and held it for 4 and breathed out for 6, that would breathe, and you do that 3 to 5 times, that will take you straight away from your sympathetic into your parasympathetic. And the reverse is if you breathed in for 4, held it for 4, and breathed out for 2, that would take you into your sympathetic. So your outward breath is either less or more than your inward breath. And that's what puts you into either of the systems. So your outward breath is less for your sympathetic and more for your parasympathetic. And you think about it, just the breathing in and then the long breath out, you just feel relaxed. And so it's easy to remember, like you breathe in, hold it, and then breathe out longer than the time that you breathed in. And that will put you into your rest and restore. Now, these are the sort of things that we will be discussing, and little activities for you to do over the 45-day Revitalize Your Life, because it's time for us to become aware of these things and these traditions that have been passed down for centuries and centuries and centuries, which most of us may never have really been made aware of. And it's when we come into knowing that we are the master we are seeking, and we require ourselves to be vitalized, to be energized, to be in a place where we can live and love our life. And that's what this is about. Because once you are in that stage where you're energized and you're ready to go and love your whole life, you start to do things differently. You start to have different choices. You start to have a different perspective about every single thing in your life, everything that has happened. And let's face it, with everything that has happened in your life, there is always a different perspective. A lot of the times we may focus on the negative side of it, but there's always a positive side, because we live in a world of duality. So there can't be dark without light. I'm going to say that again. There cannot be dark without light. But so often we just focus on the dark. We don't focus on the light. And sure, might only be a crack in this event that is causing you so much grieving and suffering, but there is a crack of light that will be able to come through. And the more that you focus on that little bit of light, the more the light will grow the more that it'll grow and grow and grow, so that then you can start to see things from a different perspective. But more importantly, you'll begin to realize that you are actually the light at the end of the tunnel that you are seeking. I'm going to say that again. So you are the light at the end of the tunnel you are seeking. So often we expect other people in our lives to have all the answers for us, to know what our next step forward, our best next step forward is all about. But it's time for us to realize that they only have answers for themselves. Sure, they can guide you and they can suggest, but they've never walked in your in your steps, and more than likely they have different beliefs about different things. Sure, you might have similarities in a lot of things, but everyone has different beliefs about certain things. And depending on where you are in your spiritual journey and in your reconnecting back to you, it really does depend on what your beliefs are, and your beliefs change over your life. It's not as though we just have this set of beliefs and this is your guide for this life, and now you follow those and everything will be all right. No, it's always about us actually finding the truth for ourselves, and the truth for who we are in this lifetime, and the truth for where we're going in this lifetime, and what our purpose is, and where we're going to end up. So it's really ideal, and that's why I created this 45-day series, just to put some light on a different perspective for you to deep dive into, so that you can start to, widen the light in the crack. It's going to start as a crack in the darkness, because it's important for us to do that deep dive into who we are. And no one else can do it for you. No one can take this burden from you. And it's about you dedicating some time for you to deep dive into who you really want to be, not who someone's telling you to be, or not who someone's, guiding you on all of this. So that's what Revitalize Your Life is all about. Now, it is a 45-day program where each day you will get a video, an email from me, just, reminding you to log into your special account on the website, where all of the videos will be released each day. So for 45 days, you will get a video, and it'll be a little activity, a little awareness and a little activity, just so you can start to deep dive into you, so that you can start to have this awareness. Now, it's not an awareness where I'm going to indoctrinate you. It's just an awareness. Things like, as I said, your questions matter. For you to actually say, well, what questions are I asking myself? Because what I've found is that for every problem that we have in our lives, and we all have different problems, there is a question waiting to be answered, to be asked. And for every question, there is an answer waiting to be revealed. And for every answer, there is an action step waiting to be taken. And for every action step you take, you're one step closer to living and loving your life. So it just comes back to me putting light on, what are the questions that you're asking yourself? Because if your life isn't the way that you'd like it to be, it comes back to the questions that you're asking yourself. And the more questions you ask, the more answers will be revealed, and the more action steps will be revealed. And then you keep taking these action steps, and guess what? Before long, you're living the life that you've been dreaming about. It truly is that simple. But it is about you having the awareness to actually start asking yourself the questions, the right questions, not questions that are right for me or your friend or your mother, questions that are right for you, because we're all unique. So that's what this Revitalize Your Life is all about. It's just about me shining light on something else that matters in your life. And each of them are called your something matters, or your something matter. It just depends on what the theme is for the day, for the 45 days. Now, because I know how important this is for everyone to start to look at how can I revitalize my life, right? I have decided that for 2021, this 45-day series is an investment of $1 a day. So for $45, you can get into the series, right? Where, as I said, you'll be provided with your own login, and each day I'll send you an email reminding you to log in and have a look at the next activity that was added overnight just into your special little area. And the beautiful thing about this 45-day series, Revitalize Your Life, is that you will have access to it for the rest of your life. So you don't have to go into overwhelm and go, oh my God, this activity is going to take me a little bit longer than I thought. No, just work at your own pace. If it takes you 90 days, does it matter? If it takes you all year, does it matter? But the beauty thing is you can do it in 45 days, and then you can do it again in 45 days, and you can keep doing it every 45 days, because there's one thing that I know for sure, that you change continually. The person who wakes up tomorrow is different to the person who woke up today, because you've learned something throughout today. So you're always going to have new awarenesses, new understandings. And that's what this 45-day series actually gives to you. It gives you just a new awareness, a new perspective, a new way to deep dive into you so that you can create the life that you have been dreaming about. Because your life matters. And it's really important for you to understand that your life matters. No one is any higher than anyone else. I am just a seeker and a sharer of this information. I went looking for it for myself because I didn't like who I saw after 15 months after my son passed away in 2011. I chose redundancy from my corporate life. And I didn't realize that my whole identity had been wrapped up in who I was in my professional space. And, you know, in my Live Love, the Chaston Centre, Wheel of Life, we have 9 different areas of life. So why was one area of my 9 like superseding everything else? So I had to find me again. I had to revitalize my life. Because when I looked in the mirror after leaving my corporate job, not only did I not like what I saw, I knew that there was a better way. I knew that I had been ignoring me. I had been putting me last for way too long. And I'm pretty sure most people can relate to that. And I quickly realized that just like when we, go on a plane, and okay, most of us haven't been on a plane for a little while lately, but you all can remember that when you were on a plane and they gave us a safety announcement, they would say, in case of emergency, put your own oxygen mask on first before you assist others. And I've found that that is the most ideal way for all of us to live our life. Put our own oxygen mask on first. Maria Louisa, you've just asked for some guidance. That is the guidance that I am sharing with you today. It's time for us all to revitalize your life, our own life. We've got to put us first. And that's what this 45-day series is all about. Maria Louise, I don't do spiritual guidance. I assist you on how to move beyond any kind of loss and to create your loving life. And that's what I'm sharing in this 45-day video series. So that's okay, anytime. And, if you've only just popped in, I suggest that you go back and watch the beginning of this. So, what I'd like to share with everyone is that, as I said, this Revitalize Your Life series is absolutely amazing. I honestly wish that when I stepped out of my corporate job and started on this journey that I like to call a journey to becoming my own best friend, I wish that this had been available to me. It would have given me not only the answers to the questions, but it would have given me the proper questions to start asking myself, right? Now, we all look at our lives, or hopefully we all look at our lives, or maybe we all complain about our lives, but what are we doing about actually making our lives better? What are we actually doing about creating the life that we have dreamt about? A more fulfilling life, a life where we can actually wake up in the morning and jump out of bed excited about what the day's about to bring. If we're not living our life that way, if we're dragging ourselves out of bed after, hitting snooze, 3 or 4 times, this Revitalize Your Life is for you, because it will help you to reconnect to you, because you are the most important person in your life. You are the only person that you are going to spend your entire life with. Now, let's think about that for a moment. We spend our life caring for others, looking after others, worrying about others, grieving over others, not actually living and loving and fulfilling our own dreams. Yet we're the only person. We came in alone. We're going to leave alone. Only us has the life that we know about every 24/7. Every second, millisecond of that 24/7, only us are aware of what that has been in the past and even going into the future. No one else is going to be with you every single millisecond. So if we're feeling down and we're not loving the way we are living our life, there is only one person that can change. It's your choice, and only you can do it. And I totally understand, right, that this is why I do what I do. To help people, all I do is bring awareness. I just bring awareness to assist you to live and love your life. And I know what it's like to lose. We all know what it's like to lose. We haven't been taught how to easily move beyond whatever we have lost. Okay? Be it a loved one, be it a partner, through divorce, be it your job, your health, your wealth, even your pets, and many, many more. But one thing that I realized in all of this loss, that every single person I have had the privilege of working with all over the world, is they come to a realization through the beyond loss process that they have lost themselves. They've lost themselves. It's slowly chipped away. They lost a little bit here and a little bit there. Incidents that have happened to them, they slowly just went away from their true, authentic self. And that's what this 45-day series, Revitalize Your Life, is all about. It assists you to, that's not the thing I want to copy. I'm going to copy the link into the page so it's easier for you to actually be able to go, this is what I would like. So let me just copy this so that you can actually have the link, because for $45, believe me, it is the best thing. It's $1 a day, and you will be so grateful, because it truly does help you to reconnect to you, to find the person that not only you want to be, but the person who you used to be. And that's what I love more than anything, is it's time for us to reconnect to who we are. who we really want to be. So now, if there's any questions, please log in. I'll just have a look at the things. Hope you're still here, Moira. I totally understand if you're not, though. Okay, I can understand you having bad sleeping habits with the fact that you've been in lockdown. Right, I've also can share. Let me see if I can get this up and see if I can share, which I should be able to. If I share my screen, I can share with you the page that it's going to take you to. I think I can. Maybe not a Chrome tab. Yes, I can. Here you are. Let's share it. Okay, can we see that? Let me have a look. Let me go back into, got to get it up. I know. I'll get there. StreamYard. Oh, yeah, it is. It's bringing it up. Let me bring it up by itself. So that's what I said to you. That's the page that you'll go to when you have a look at it. It explains, as I said, it's $45, Revitalize Your Life, like a little video. Obviously, it's not very long. It doesn't go into the depths that I've gone in today. But it also explains to you why it's so important for us to start to revitalize our life. After the year that we've all been in, 2020, it was a bit of a nightmare for most of us. So why not make it a year where we can actually turn around and go, this is the year that I really want to get back to me. Design the life that I want to live and love each and day, the life where I can jump out of bed, where I don't have sleeping habit problems, patterns problems. I can actually just jump out and really, really enjoy everything about my life. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that now. You can see what page you'll be going through. Any questions, please let me know if there's anything about what I do or this guidance or anything. I hope that all makes sense. Okay, I think I've answered everyone's thing in the fact that I don't give readings. It looks like most people come here wanting readings. I don't do that. I actually help you to live and love in this realm. Believe me, I love having readings and I love connecting to the other side. Why wouldn't I? My son's over there, as well as many other loved ones. So if there is any questions that you'd like for me to share, happy to share, love to know if you have any questions about this program, because it is such an amazing program when we deep dive into you for 45 days. As I said, things like your nourishment matters, your gratitude matters, your motivation matters. Let's deep dive into what is motivating. Your fears matter, your past matters. We deep dive in, we do a little exercise which will help you to heal maybe a traumatic event in your past that is stopping you, that has stopped at you. And we deep dive into it. We look at things. Your big ideas matter. How many ideas do you have that you just think, oh, one day, one day, one day? Well, let's change the one day to day one, as in it's happening today. It's not going to be one day. It's going to be today. Day one is today. It's just an amazing thing that we can look at, going into your health, into your breath, into your forgiveness. Your opinions do matter. And are you keeping them to yourself or are you sharing them? Do you have the courage to share them? That's what we'll go into, because your courage matters. Your lessons matter. Your dreams matter. Your sensuality matters. Have you been hiding that? Because it's really important for us to tap into who we are. Whether we're male or female, it really does matter. And your fulfillment and your strength and your pathway truly matter. So I hope that explains what I've been doing for January. I have had the most amazing time putting this series together. I love it. As I said, I wish that I had something when I first started on my journey to becoming my own best friend. And if you're not on that journey, are you going to start that journey? Because it's really important for you to be your best friend. Because let's think about it. With your best friend, you're always there for them. You talk to them really nicely. You probably talk to them a lot nicer than the way that you actually talk to yourself. You know them inside and out. You know what lights them up and you know what brings them down. Are you aware of that? You know what food lights you up and what food brings you down. You know what activity lights you up, what activity brings you down. So it's time for you to tap in to actually understand you, because you do matter. It's really important. Okay. Okay, Ty, I have actually said I don't do readings, right? I just help people to tap into themselves and start to, move beyond any sort of loss that has happened in their life. And there are over 40 different loss events. And that's who I'm all about. So if you would like to tap in and figure out who you are all about, I suggest that you click on the link that's here in the page and start to revitalize your life. Start to live and love your life. And, so that you can actually then be in a state emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, where you can not be worrying about will you start working. You'll be actually creating your own work in whatever way. You'll be the person that when you rocks up for an interview, they'll just go, oh my God, I want that guy. I want that person, because their energy is absolutely amazing. And that's what this Revitalize Your Life is all about. It helps you to tap back into you so that your amazingness, so that your authenticity, your energy, everything about you is people want to be around you because you know who you are and you know where you're going. So I suggest for $45, that's all it is, $1 a day, tap in and have a look at this series. What have you got to lose? A little bit of time and you'll think, okay, Leanne, thank you. I hope that, it has resonated with people. And if it's not, just let me know. I totally understand. I do not resonate with everyone. But today I'm excited to share the Revitalize Your Life, because I've been working on this for a little while and it's so amazing when it comes to fruition and it comes in exactly the way I am. So thank you, Leanne. I appreciate you commenting, because I do love sharing my knowledge. And the reason I love sharing my knowledge is it's what I went looking for. It's what I wish was available to me when I started on my journey back to me. Because let's face it, we all sort of take these pathways and we, are following blindly other people, not realizing that maybe that pathway isn't the right pathway for ourselves. We are all unique. We all have a different road to walk. Sure, we're all very similar, but we're also very unique. And it's when we start to realize that we are unique and we have the courage to walk that unique path, that's when we find who we are. It's when we find the love. And it's really important for us all to know that in any darkness, there is a little bit of light. And more often than not, our light actually comes when we shine the light on our wounds. And that's what this Revitalize Your Life actually does. It helps you to shine the light so that you can see that maybe the perspective that you had around this event wasn't the correct one. Maybe it came from not knowing all the information, or maybe it came from where you were at that time and not realizing this. So often we look at things, that people do and say in a different perspective, not in the right perspective, not understanding, well, on the knowledge and the understanding that they had at that time, they did the best thing. They shared. And that's where it's really important for us all to tap back into ourselves. So if there's any more questions, let me know. because I'm just about at the end of my time today, and I'm grateful for you being here. I'm grateful for people just tapping in and realizing that now is the time for you to revitalize your life. We're all looking for something. And the most interesting thing is the person who we're actually looking for is ourselves. And we just don't shine the light that way. And that's what I assist people to do, to shine the light on their life and to deep dive into it so that they can come to the realization that you matter. It really is that simple. You matter. Your life matters. Your joy matters. Your love matters. Your destiny matters. Your dreams matter. Your aspirations matter. All of your hopes matter. So it's time for you to deep dive into them and bring them into reality. And that's what this 45-day series is all about. It's just helping you to shine a light, probably from a different direction, so you can see things slightly differently, so that you can go, whoa, does look different when I look at it this way. Or this way. It looks completely different. Maybe it's time for me to shine the light on every single part of me so that I can create that life that I've been living and loving. Okay, everyone. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm going to leave you now. And I'd just like to say to take care. And remember the two cards, the guide and the seeker. Okay, I'm going to read the seeker again. Opportunity awaits the seeker. Have you started to seek the life that you've been dreaming about? If the seeker card is brushed against your life today, then you are aware of a transformation that is about to take place. Look into your heart and know that change is ready and waiting. If you are looking for a solution or a new direction, you may be seeking knowledge and wisdom from an unfamiliar source. Be open and available to their wisdom. Your abilities and path will be shown to you. Seek and you will see the direction that lies ahead. You must choose to transform or the opportunity will pass. It's that simple. And as I said, tap in, have a look at the Revitalize Your Life series. It's $45, 45-day series. You get your own little area. When each day a new video will be released into that area, I'll send you an email each day to remind you that overnight that new video came into your little special section. It's that simple. For $1 a day, you will receive ways that you can revitalize your life. So thank you. Okay. Thanks, Kerry. Nice to see you here. Yeah, watch the replay and reach out if you have any questions. Anyone, type in your questions if you have anything. I obviously check into here quite a fair bit. Love to answer any of your questions. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.